Hey everybody, and welcome to the latest installment of Split Second. My name is Julio, and okay, so this is the new thing we're doing. Just you're interrupting me when I get whenever I okay, all right, just play the music. Before continuing, please remember to do all the YouTube things. Like I've said in past videos, I am hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so every sub counts. I'm going to toss the graphics over here so I can just keep on talking. Today on wrist, real quick before proceeding, I am wearing the Flitterman von Rista Mushna. And you can see my video, my review of this watch, right about here in the corner. The Germans.
What is a gun doing in your trousers?
For protection.
Protection from what? The Germans?
God damn it. Anyway. Not here today to talk to you about this watch. If you want to see more about this watch, click the thingy and the thingy up here. I got something real special for you guys today. The thumbnail says it. It is the Rolex of the Microbrand world, at least in my opinion, and no, that's not me just trying to check off keywords from the title of the video. Come on. I kind of am. Anyway, I got something real special for y'all. It is, like I said, the Rolex of the Microbrand world, in my opinion, if you can get one. And I did. It's a Helm! What's a Helm? I don't know. What's a Helm with you? Oh, that's horrible. I am going fast and loose here today. I did not even prepare bullet points, but I have a great idea of what I love about this watch, what I wish were different. So let's just go ahead, get into some stats, get into some measurements, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. Trying to do this in one take, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So this is the Helm Khuraburi. The watch comes in a variation of colors. This one is the one I like the most, which is the blue on white. There's maybe one thing that I would change, and you know, luckily Helm does sell spare parts that you can swap. I would get some orange on the bezel, but you know, that's something else entirely. But this is just such a nice watch, guys. It's so great on wrist. So real quick, we have 316 stainless steel bracelets, crown, case, bezel, case back, clasp, etc. You have signage on the crown, on the case back, and on the clasp. This one comes on this engineered clasp, which has a very subtle but awesome taper. I have not seen very many engineer clasps that don't just go straight. This one has a great taper to it. It starts at 22, and I believe it goes down to 20. And, you know, while I'm talking about measurements, let's talk about measurements. A watch measures 42.5 millimeters, as per my calipers. It has a thickness, it is a chunky boy, of 15.3 millimeters. It does have a lug to lug of 48.5 millimeters, which does really help with the wearability of this chunkster. And the strap width is about 22 millimeters, give or take. Now, that means that you can wear straps on this all day long and do the thingy there, right? So, the taper that prompted the calipers, right? So it starts at 22 at the lugs, and then it tapers down to 19.5 at the clasp. The case features vertical brushing, which I'm not a huge fan of, especially on thick watches. I find that it makes it look even bigger than it already is. The lugs have a great downturn to them, which helps in wearability. One thing that I love about this that makes it really easy to change out straps is that it does have drilled lugs. I'm going to talk about that in the things I like, things I don't like. The crystal is sapphire, as well as the bezel insert. Surprise, surprise. That is a 120 click bezel, which is so satisfying to operate, guys. It's just so good. The bezel is fully loomed, and that the fact that it is sapphire gives a real interesting look. I love the just chongus indices on this. It's just lovely. The date window is framed, and one thing that's really interesting is that they color matched the first the one on the date wheel to the tip of the seconds hand, right? And that is literally the only time that you're going to see that there's any kind of color coordination between the seconds hand and any other element of the watch, which is kind of why I would like a bezel with a little bit of orange here. The crown is a screw down, which helps with the 300 meters of water resistance that are advertised on the dial here. Very bare bones dial, it's not, doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff, but it doesn't need to. It's very utilitarian. This is a tool watch through and through. The bracelet, as I mentioned, isn't engineered. It's got tons of articulation to it. It has screw links, which make for great adjustment. It is a properly milled clasp, fully milled. Normally you have like the hinges, the bridge is milled, but then the outer clasp is pressed. But no, this is fully milled with just tons of micro adjustment. Look at that. You got 6 micro adjustment positions on this bad boy. That's pretty much the long and short of the description of the watch itself. It is powered by an NH35, I forgot to mention. Why do I say that this watch is the Rolex of the Microbrand world? Well, you can't just buy it. You need to get on a waiting list, and waiting lists for the brand, not just for this particular watch. Waiting lists for Helm are insane. We're talking about thousands. But the reason for that is because they personally inspect each one before sending it out. That slows down the process, but it also guarantees that these have no quality control issues. The brand has a great reputation because of that. People are happy to wait, and occasionally they do like lotteries where they just pick out a random number from the queue and they contact you so that you can, buy your watch, right? Much like Rolex, these can be found on the secondary market. Unlike Rolex, you're not going to find them at an absurd markup. So this retails for about $300 on the Helm website, and you can usually find them used for just like maybe $50 on top of that, right? People don't tend to price gouge on these, and people that do, well, they find themselves sitting on a watch for months on end. So I did get this second hand, but it came in great condition. And the person I bought it from, he had actually bought a 3-link oyster style bracelet that I haven't really worn very much. I'm going to wear it for the wrist shot here, but I prefer an engineer anyway. It came with a one-piece Zulu single pass, which is also signed. What do I like about this watch? I like everything about this watch, man. Pretty much everything. I have very, very little to complain about this guy. The lume, mwah, chef's kiss. Awesome. The bezel action, so satisfying. Just the construction. This is a solid watch. I have exactly one thing that I am not a fan of on this watch. The bridge on the clasp is just a teensy bit short, which means that I have trouble getting it over my hand. And onto my wrist. But then once it's on wrist, it's just a little bit loosey-goosey, right? And especially with a Chongus watch like this, you don't want it to fit that loosely. That's why I didn't add any more links, because it just hangs way too loose otherwise. So I'll scratch my hand. I don't care. It's a great watch. And the engineer is really very comfortable. Regarding the engineer itself, just look at that shimmer. It's a great implementation of the engineer. And just look at that wrist roll. That's a money shot right there. I love this thing. The watch itself, the finish is pretty much all brushed with just a little bit of bead blasting, I think that is, in between those notches there on the bezel. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you're going to do predominantly one finish on your watch, it needs to be brushed. This, it's just got, I've given it a teensy bit, and it's not even coming up on camera, a teensy bit of desk rash, and you can't even tell because it's brushed. These fully polished watches are just, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to get off my soapbox. That's not this watch. So anyway, if you're going to do just a predominant finish on a watch, do brushed. And this is a prime example as to why. So yeah, we kind of played it fast and loose with this. And I think this is a first. My raw footage for this is only about 15 minutes. I think I nailed it. What I wanted to do here with just one single take, you know. So anyway, what do you think of Helm as a brand? What do you think about their practice of inspecting each and every single watch before it goes out? That does hold up things, but on the other hand, you get just a kick-ass example, a kick-ass watch on your wrist. So yeah, what do you think about Helm? What do you think about their business practice? What did you think about this video? Let me know in the comments. I want to put out content that you guys enjoy. So that'll be it for now. Stay safe, mask up, and for the love of spaghetti, whatever, be kind to each other, because life can change in a split second. Whoa, you made it all the way to the end of the video? Really? That's amazing. Even I don't make it all the way to the end of the video. Well, if you like what you saw, click here for another video and click here to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to ring that bell so you're notified whenever I publish a new video. Thanks for watching.